All right, so today I'm with V, who's a streamer, journalist, and content creator for Quake Champions. So she's done several interviews with pro players. She also organizes the Polish division, and she runs the NoobsAnonymous week. I think it's a Twitch series with Xhep. So how are you doing?
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me. Nice to be on the other side for once. And yeah, nice introduction. I wouldn't do it better.
Yeah, that's good to hear. So I always start with this question. So the origin of your name, so V, where does that name come
And
from?
by the way, it's not V, it's Ver.
Ver?
It's pronounced Ver. Yeah, it's
Ver,
pronounced
okay.
Ver.
All right.
Yeah, I know everybody has troubles with that. Maybe I shouldn't bother explaining. So I just got used to people calling me V, Vea, Vea. I don't even remember what was the versions of it. But yeah, in Polish it is kind of Vea.
Okay. Ver.
So yeah, it came from the book, actually, like this children book, this Polish author called Dorota Terakowska. Tam, gdzie spadają anioły, like in free translation it would be where the angel falls or something like that. Yeah, she's a writer of children book mostly, but not only. So yeah, she was one of my favorites writers.
Oops,
And yeah, the vow was actually kind of alter ego of an guardian angel of a little girl.
all right.
So it was dark alter ego, like this angel fallen from the sky, and this alter ego was kind of like making him confused, not protecting, making him not protect girl, etc. But in the same time, this character was kind of good because when he was about to cross the line, he just like back up. Like, anyway, I won't be telling you about that book, whatever. But like, I really loved that character, and in the same time, that alter ego was crow. It's in the book. It was a crow, and my surname is a crow. So I don't know. It's just kind of stuck.
Nice reference. So now tell me a bit about your history with gaming. Like, which game got you interested in gaming, and how did you get into Quake as well?
Yeah, it started like very early. Like I'm a gamer since very beginning. I always joke that I started typing before I started to speak, actually. I have older brother that was always into IT, and so we always had in our house that the first computers. Like, I remember playing Amiga, shooting the bunnies or whatever. But the first games that I really got interested in were PC games, starting with like prehistoric. This is how you pronounce that, or
Sure.
I don't know how old are you, but I don't know if
I'm
you
20 years
remember
old.
those. Oh, okay. So you don't. Yeah. So there was this really simple little games like the Incredible Machine, or even like Lion King was pretty graphically awesome for those days. It was game from '92. So this I was playing like like I say, since the beginning. Then I started playing Doom, Duke, Warcraft, Starcraft, Heretic, Unreal Tournament, and yeah, I kind of then moved to directly to Quake 2 already. But yeah, I always kind of love FPP, even though my earliest memories of FPP might not have been the best, because I was playing with my older brother, obviously, who was better than me. And in Doom, I don't know if you know, you could build maps in the first Doom. So my brother built that map that actually was this huge room that had this arena in the middle, and he built secret rooms all around this place where I couldn't get into because he only knew how to get to those places. You had to shoot something, then go somewhere, then do something, and then gate was open. So it was some crazy shit. And he was going to those places, and he had all the weapons there, all the ammunition, etc. And also he had buttons to automatically spawn the monsters in the middle of the map. So I had to fight with them. So yeah, he was really teasing me a lot in those games. But yeah, kind of I was really into FPP. I was really competitive since the beginning. So yeah, then I moved on to Quake 2. Okay. And it kind of for a long time actually. Yeah, I was playing mostly Capture the Flag, and it was going on for years actually, because when people started to move already to Quake 3, I still was playing Quake 2 because I kind of didn't like Quake 3, so I didn't want to move on, and I was playing, looking at those people leaving, etc. But I finally left and moved on to actually MMORPG, and I sank into MMORPG for like 6 years or something. Lineage 2, I don't know if you...
Yeah, I've heard of it. Know. Yeah.
So, yeah, then I started to study.
So, did you ever get the desire, or did you ever try competing and joining a team, taking part in tournaments?
When I was younger, when I was playing Quake 2 Capture the Flag back then in the days, I was trying to be competitive. Actually, I was in the best team in Poland, Capture the Flag team. But I always laugh. I was more as a mascot. It's not that I was bad, but I wasn't that good to be there. But I was the only girl in Poland playing that good. So yeah, in Capture the Flag, actually, those scenes were pretty separate in Poland. Like Capture the Flag scene was a little different than like regular Quake, let's say.
So now talking about Poland, so what is gaming like in Poland? Is it like a rather underground thing, or is it like really popular and mainstream?
It's hard to. Right now, it's mainstream. Right now, I would say it's mainstream, but I think right now it's mainstream everywhere. But I don't know. Like at the beginning, I was actually more of a consumer of the games. Like it was my hobby. I was just playing. I wasn't really like that into esport, and I wasn't really watching tournaments. I wasn't really following that, etc. Especially that I like disappeared from gaming, let's say for like 8 years when I was pursuing my law career. So I do not really know that gaming Polish market, let's say, well, but right now it's just like it's a boom, but it's a boom like everywhere, I would say, all around the world. And if it comes to Quake, like in Poland, Quake was always popular. Like you can ask everybody, every guy that is my age would say that, like would tell you that they know Quake, but nobody would say that they know that there is a new part of Quake.
Okay.
But but yeah, that's another topic. But Quake in general is really popular. We have a lot of events in Poland right now going on, like little events. Even next week there is one tournament organized by Alsen PL. They create gaming. What is the word? I forget the word.
Content?
Equipment.
Equipment.
Like
okay.
Gaming
equipment. Gear.
You know, hardware, gear.
Yeah.
Yes, gear. The word. Okay, yeah, so there is a lot of things going on right now with Quake and in general with gaming in Poland. So I would say like it's really on top.
Okay. So you were talking about tournaments. So there is one like series of tournaments that you organized, the Polish division. So can you tell us?
That's actually like a good example of Quake being popular. Like in the times when we can see 1,000 players in a game, or sometimes it's even less. in our tournament, there more than 100 people signed up in a week, because it was just like, okay, let's do it before Christmas. And we had just like, even it was less than a week, I think we have given people 5 days to sign up, and we just started advertising in just like the day we opened the signups. So we gathered more than 100 people, so it was huge success, I think. And yeah, we were really happy. It was really hyped. Like all the Polish Discord channels were filled with people playing 2v2s, gathering for preparing for tournaments and practicing. I was really hyped, like really optimistic back then. And then the patch came where they decided to resign from 2v2, which made me really sad. That actually I should like maybe say something more about that. I was really hyped about, always optimistic and always positive about Quake making a success. Like people even in Poland were like laughing at me and trying to like make me more down to the ground or whatever. Like, and creating that Polish divisions made me really proud and happy that it's really going on, that so many people are getting involved and so many people are trying, like, again, believing, etc. And then this patch. So I got really pissed. I was really sad, because it's not really about that. Like, obviously people can say that you could, I don't know, call yourself and make an appointment to play 2v2 against each other still, because they deleted the possibility to queue for 2v2 in that patch. So it was an obstacle. People could say that obviously it's still possible to run that league, but it's not about that. I could see the atmosphere on Polish Division chat. Like, people were saying that they didn't notice us, that like Polish Divisions was not really noticed by Bethesda, that they are not really aware what's going on in the community, and they felt like, I don't know, they felt omitted, let's say. So the atmosphere went really down. There was a lot of people resigning, and the outcome of it actually is that right now we had to have a break in Polish divisions, because so many people left and so many people just like didn't play their scheduled games, that we have to recount the like they have to recount the all like all the points, etc., and make a new schedule. So yeah, so it was really, I say it was really bad decision by Bethesda, and I was really pretty furious about that. But yeah, Polish divisions was the proof that Quake is huge in Poland.
So 2v2 was brought back in Quake Champions in the matchmaking, I think, like probably in January, I think it was. Did that actually help a bit with Polish division, or did it not make a difference?
Like, I'm saying, it was more about like the spirit.
Okay, yeah.
It was already gone. It was already lost. And this is what I was saying. Like, because first thing I did was I have written to Tokyo, and I have written to 04. I have written to Tim Willits. So I was really trying to make Polish divisions like work, and I saw the atmosphere, and their answer was like, you can still play, you can still organize that if there is a will. But the problem is that there was not much of the will, and the spirit was like growing, but was still not that strong to keep it going, and people just left.
Yeah, I see.
And this is reality right now.
So what do you think would help revive the Polish division?
Right now, it's more the bigger issue. I would say in general, Quake condition is not the best. Like, the player base, it's not huge, especially this whole hype around battle royals. in general, my humble opinion is that Quake was a little unlucky. It's a huge title. It could be like really like main title in the esport, but they decided to revive that title in the moment when they invented battle royales, when esport and gaming went to another level, just completely another level because of Fortnite. And we have all these people interested only in battle royales, and FPP is somewhere in the background, already like a little taken by Overwatch, and we always have this Counter-Strike that never ends. So it's really hard to squeeze Quake between all of that. Like, I think timing was really not the best.
Do you
besides other stuff.
So just like first talking about timing, do you think the game should have released earlier or should have been like held on for longer before being released?
Either that or this. I presume they could not have been aware of that. Like, obviously that is something that have never happened in gaming and esport, the thing that is going on with battle royals. So either they should have started way earlier, or either they should have waited this hype all around that way of playing, or maybe they should have made a Quake Champions battle royale. I don't know. Maybe a lot of people will kill me for saying that. No, I love Quake as it is.
Do you think a Quake Champions, like just a Quake Battle Royale, could work?
I don't know. Like, Quake was always kind of about FFA, besides being about duels. But everybody, obviously, when they were playing, like in their free time, just for fun, that we were playing FFAs, all kind of FFAs. So why not? The more people, the better. Why not just drop on a huge map and rocket launcher or like rocket jump all around the map and kill each other from, like, I don't know. It could be fun. It could be cool.
Okay. All right. Interesting idea. So apart from the timing, what else do you think could have helped Quake Champions be in a better state than it is now?
I think it's mainly all the little things. it's just the little things. I think they believed too much in the legend that comes after the title.
Yeah, the legacy.
The legacy, yeah. They didn't really. A second. I'm talking too much. They didn't really. They were not really prepared for the world that was coming. That we see right now. That it's. Really more about streaming, social media, etc. Quake is this classic old game without all this maybe stupid but maybe essential features right now. Like, for example, first thing that I logged into Quake, and that was more than a year ago, nearly 2 years ago, I won FFA and I was first, and I wanted to share that on social media. So I started to look, where is the share button? Just share button, and there was no share button. So what I had to do, I had to like press print screen, send it to someone on Messenger, on my Facebook, download it on my phone, and put it on my Instagram. And this is what I'm doing till now when I want to share my scoreboard, or when I want to do anything like connected to social media with Quake. Like, Quake, when you log into this game, you are in the game like old times in the game. Like, there is no connection to the outside, let's say, world. And right now it's really popular for those worlds, let's say, to be connected. This really little things like that button might have helped people just like stupidly press it, even though they usually don't do it. But an effort that I put into it, they wouldn't do it. That's too much. I care of my Instagram. I take care of my my account there. So I took an effort, but we would have more people sharing the news that there is a game like Quake Champions there. And I don't know, like actually once I wanted to make a movie about all these little things that could make Quake Champions better, but they are mainly stupid, like social media button or whatever. Like at the beginning we had a problem with long queues, for example. I don't know if you remember at the beginning, like even still there is like pretty huge problem with that. But what, you cannot do shit when you queue with your friends. You cannot do anything. You just have to wait and look at that ticking clock. And in Fortnite or in other games, you can I don't know, dance, spam emoticons, whatever. I'm not saying that like this bloody characters should do dances like in Fortnite, but I'm saying maybe they could just, I don't know, shoot somebody or do some bloody stuff, bloody emoticons, whatever.
Yeah, like so some warm-up, you mean?
Yeah, like when we are on a loading screen, when we are looking for a game, or even just like these little games that you have, I don't know, something going on from these pillars and you have to shoot it or whatever. But that is something that brings you the feeling that the queue is not so long. That is something to just like to have fun with a friend. Like I really believe that this is all about those little things that they haven't cared about.
Okay.
And this is, we would have to focus more on social media and streamers right now, because this is where gaming is happening.
All right. Well, actually, like, I kind of disagree with you. Like, I need to say it actually.
Okay.
I feel like, I mean, from what I remember, the community manager saying, it really has been something that they really centered around. Like, for example, you know, Picnic, like the thing that in Quake 3, the thing that lets you have like a super ugly game for Quake 3, so that you can get like better performances, and like a more clear game. There has been many people like on the forums asking for this, for a feature like this, and I remember one of the community managers saying that this isn't what they wanted for Quake, because they wanted Quake to be a game that basically like looks the same on everyone's computer, so that when someone watches somebody on Twitch, they basically like get to see the same game that they do and when they would play it, and you know, like which is basically part of what we've been seeing more recently with games becoming more and more gorgeous. And like before, back in the days, when you set the graphics to the minimum for a game, it would look like atrocious. Whereas now, when you can take games like Fortnite and Overwatch, even on the lowest settings, it still looks like rather decent. And which is also what they've been trying to do with Quake, and also with like the integration of the Twitch browser into the game. I feel like that was actually something that they tried to do. I feel like they had the intention, but they probably didn't do it as well as they could have. Like maybe yeah.
Those little things should have been done at the beginning, because right now this is the moment when we want people to talk and know about Quake and spread the news. And like the sooner we start spreading the news about Quake, the better it is. So like obviously I've seen them a little interested about streamers, because I was invited to QuakeCon, and we like a lot of streamers were invited to QuakeCon, and but in the same time, I think there could be more done, not like directly like by inviting us at the events and supporting us, etc., but delivering us tools in a game to spread the news, like. I don't know, this I would say at these little things, like in other, like in some games, for example, you have the way in Fortnite, I think they made it even. You have a possibility to make your own skin or emoticon or something, and then you can promote it and sell it on your own stream.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
I could. I'm talking about tools like that because, like, obviously, like some stupid things in lobby to make a queue feels shorter, and this share button and the things I'm talking about, they sound stupid, they feel unimportant, but when you put them together, they might have done something for Quake to be more well known among like people that are not my age and haven't been playing Quake since forever.
Yeah, absolutely. There is one thing that comes to my mind when you're talking about this share button to like promote the game. It's Overwatch, which of course has always had and still does the play of the game, which I think was the first game that I actually saw doing this. And also since like I'm not sure when they did it, but they added the option to save those play of the games. And so now that's why like you've got all those videos, all those like ultimates, like quadra kills everywhere on YouTube, on Facebook,
so
on Reddit.
Easy. That's so easy, and especially like Quake frags are so amazing, because I know my friends that do not play Quake, and I invite them over, and sometimes I play like Quake frag movies in the background. They sometimes are, whoa, what a rail! Like even they know that it is a rail already. So those frag movies are impressive, and right now, what can I do to put frag movie? I have to have some option on my graphic card, or I have to stream and count that somebody will clip it, or I have to go through my stream and clip it myself. It's so like, yeah, that could have been done better.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think.
Yeah, and also like on the topic of frag movies, as you were talking about, like if you looked the frag movies that we got for Quake Live, like the level of editing is so much better than the frag movies that we have for Quake Champions, and that is mostly because there is this, the demo system in Quake Live that allows you to get like those beautiful shots. Whereas like I've done a bunch of frag movies for Quake Champions, and like one thing that is extremely annoying is that even though the game has been there for 2 years, we still don't have the option to remove the HUD. So we cannot like really, like if I want to record like a beautiful shot of like Burial Chamber, for example, I cannot remove the spectator HUD, so I actually need to cut it in my editing software. Like this just as like things as basic as this that allows people to create content are not present in the game. So that yeah, I totally agree with you on that.
I still don't have a frag movie because I do not know how to edit movies, so yeah.
It definitely is made more easier when you've got demos to work with.
Especially that we have example in games already doing that. It's not like I'm talking about some, I don't know, awesome features that I just figured out. It's there already.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so now going back to you. Running your content creation. So the way I got to know you was actually through your interviews that you publish on Plus Forward, and I think that's how most of the new Quake Champions players got to know who you are. So those interviews, like, can you tell me a bit about them? Like, what was your idea behind those?
So I have to go back a little, let's say. I was still working as a lawyer in January 2018. This is when I resigned from my job and I decided to turn around with my career life and everything. So actually, this is when I started to get into the gaming back again. And as I said, I was a little frozen because I was in like doing completely other stuff in my life. So I got interested in Twitch. I started to watch it. I started to get involved in the community. But what actually like convinced me and was like the sign from the heavens or whatever was Quake coming back. So when they announced that there is a game of my life coming back to life, I just decided that this is some kind of a sign, and this is the moment. So I resigned from my job, and I started to look for some opportunities, because I was blabbling about that, and I was watching that gaming industry getting evolved so quickly and rapidly, being still a lawyer and just blabbling, oh my god, I could do that, I could do this. And so finally, when I saw Quake, I decided that this might be a chance. And before I started studying law, I actually finished journalism and public relation. So I have a bachelor degree from journalism and public relation. So I thought maybe I would do something with that. But to be honest, I was like this dog from this meme, this with chemistry and stuff.
Oh, like the dog with the wow, the wow dog.
I had no idea what I'm doing. Like this dog that says I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay. So that was my approach to creating content, to getting involved in the gaming. I started a little streaming, but I wasn't really well prepared, and I didn't really have that much time back then, so I was a little streaming, a little doing interviews, a little blabbling on forums or whatever. Gladly, I was noticed by Bethesda and invited for QuakeCon, so I decided that this streaming is actually kind of fun, and maybe it is something for me. But right now I'm not 100% sure, because I don't know what will be going on with Quake. I think Quake already have like set up for everyone. I was never I never wanted to be a caster or commentator. I was invited as such, but I've never thought of myself as a caster or commentator. I was more like thinking about being an interviewer or something like you. So yeah, I was just going around that and decided that creating content will be just the first steps. Didn't really have that much time and an opportunity last year to just be 100% focused about this let's say gaming career. So I was just doing some stuff that I could have done, and that's it. Maybe, I mean, I cannot say 100%, but hopefully in 2019 I will have more time, and I will just like be able to focus on streaming and gaming a little more seriously.
Okay.
I have some plans.
That's good. That's good. So the big question, I gotta ask it. Do your plans include Diabotical?
What can I say? I would say that I love Quake. Like, Jesus, should I say that story?
Well, why not?
When I was a little tipsy on QuakeCon, I said that story to Sync Error, to Adam Pyle, to just like show you how much I love Quake and how crazy I was about that game. I will tell that story. I'll try to be quick. When I was like, I don't know, 10, 11 years old, I was so into Quake. I was playing 24/7 all the time. My parents got worried actually about me. And so they forced me to come with them for a holiday. I didn't want to. I wanted to play, but they forced me. So we went to Indonesia, to this island called Bali. And that was 18, 17 years ago. So we ended up in just like this little place where there was, I don't know, 2 hotels and nothing else. And I was so addicted to Quake, I just couldn't stand not playing it. So I went outside hotel, and I went this like long, like dusty road to the nearest village, and the village was like literally 20 houses, most of them wooden, and like animals all around the place. So I went around some cows, and I found the place where there were computers and bunch of children, and I asked them if they have Quake. So obviously my English was bad, like their English was bad, but Quake, they understood Quake in this little island, in this little village, in this like wooden cabin where there were like 4 computers. They understood Quake. So, but they did not have Quake on computer. Actually,
Okay.
the guy that ran the place knew the game. So, but there was a mission. Let's download it, because I was actually like fucking attraction there. Like there was this completely strange girl, white girl from like Europe, like really far away, speaking some weird language and wanting play Quake. So let's download the Quake. It took like 2 hours or so. We downloaded it, but when I logged into the server, like I had such a high ping that I wouldn't be able to play. But I was so content because I could just like type to my friends, "Oh my god, I'm here! I miss you! I want to play my game." And I was just sitting there and talking with people, not being able to play. And then my parents found me because I was there like for 3 or 4 hours, 11-year-old, missing from the hotel. Like they were looking for me, like whole hotel was looking for me. And I wanted to play Quake.
Wow.
So this is how I love Quake. And as I said, Quake was the reason why I decided it's the good move to pursue this gaming or whatever it will be. I don't know yet, but drop law. And right now I'm kind of, let's say, streamer. I stream not only Quake, I stream other games because I'm not only Quaker, I'm a gamer. And adding to that we are living in the times that it's not like that anymore, that if they release game and here you have a game, play, and if you don't play, I don't care, there is a game. These days you release a game, and if game is it's not making money, you just close it. You completely like close the project of that game, and there's no game to play.
Yeah, no more servers. So, like Lawbreakers, for example.
Or Paragon.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that game. That was a thing. Yeah. I think also Evolve probably got shut down. I don't know, but yeah, so many games getting shut down. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not these days. It's not like I shouldn't worry because I will always have Quake. No, if there won't be a success, if there won't be a success, there won't be Quake. So because you asked about Diabotical, so obviously if there won't be Quake and there will be a game with Quake physics, with strafe jumping, obviously I will play it. And even I would go further. If Quake will be there but won't be a popular game and my all friends will be playing Diabotical, I might move to my Diabotical, also because I'm just like completely astonished by the things they are introducing to that game. I was always crazy about building maps in Quake 2. I was really like, I downloaded that program in English. I had no idea what is going on in that program. I was just clicking every option just to teach myself how to build maps, and I was building a lot of maps in Quake 2. I love that. And in Diabotical you'll be able to do that. Not only you'll be able to do that, you'll be able to do that with your friends. So simultaneously. Yeah, that word. So yeah, you'll be able to do that together, and you could create that awesome like projects of huge maps. I already have so much plans for Diabotical, so I'm really hyped about all the features for the streamers they thought of. It's just awesome. When you build have you heard about that? When you build your map in Diabotical, you can also like put this wall, which will be actually your stream, and every time people are playing that map and you are live, they also can watch you on the wall while.
What?
Yeah,
that is crazy. That is crazy. Yeah.
So a lot of features Diabotical is introducing. Like James was talking about. James Toogood was talking about that on one of his streams. So obviously, why not? If it's still Quake-ish. And I had an opportunity to jump around in Diabotical, actually, and it's Quake-ish.
Yeah, that is good to hear. So, another question. Getting into the difficult questions. So, do you think that Diabotical and Quake Champions will coexist? Or do you think that one will completely take over? And like either Quake Champions will have a huge comeback and Diabolical will be a failure, or Quake Champions will die and Diabolical will be the new reference?
Yeah, the second one, I mean, either there is only place for one.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying, I don't know, like, as I said, I love Quake. It is really hard for me to say that I lost hope, but I might have.
Okay.
I would be obviously glad if I saw Quake rising up from ashes and still being a huge game. I would be really glad. It's not that I would be grumpy because I wasn't right, especially that it's since, I don't know, few weeks that I'm, maybe not weeks, maybe longer, that I'm actually admitting that Quake is not really going in the right direction. I was really hopeful and optimistic. But yeah, I think it's either Diabotical and Quake. Those are like pretty the same games. They are the same, about the same thing, and with the same mechanics. So like it's impossible for them both to exist and thrive.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. So now, as you said, you've you've quit your law career to get into gaming. So you're now doing gaming full time. Is that right?
It's a little weird with me right now. I actually, when I quit my job in January, I had to find some source of income. Like the only income was the apartment that I was renting in Wrocław. My parents have given me apartment when I was younger, and I was renting it. It was a small apartment on the suburbs of Wrocław, and it was in a place where there was a lot of traffic. And I had a lot of problems renting it, and it wasn't giving a lot of money. So my first idea was to sell that apartment, and I decided to buy apartment in Spain.
Okay.
And last year in April, I bought apartment in Spain, and right now I'm renting it for Airbnb and for Erasmus students, etc. So this is my source of income right now, and deciding all this crazy stuff. Right now, I'm on the verge of like kind of the same revolution. Let's say I'm not streaming for a month right now because I'm trying to sell another apartment, and I'm trying to invest that money in some of my crazy ideas that I actually have a lot.
Okay. So
because yeah.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, like I just to finish, I just had an example that one of my crazy ideas, buy apartment in Spain, just paid off. So why not to believe in the others? And we will see what happens. But they are kind of connected with gaming.
Okay, looking forward to hearing about this. So my question is, taking this decision, leaving like a stable job to get into gaming, which is like one of the most unstable industry, with games arriving and dying. What was it like for you, your experiences? Like, which is what, like, for example, quite personally, I'm studying to become an English teacher, which I will be in about like 3 to 4 years. And at the same time, I really want to go into esports and, like, do what I do, but like full time. And so it's a question I'm asking myself, like, well, what is the thing to do, like between the classic stable job and getting into gaming?
I was working as attorney at law trainee for 3 years after I finished law school already. And with me, it was not more like, Jesus, I started to say something in Polish. It's not like I decided like 100% that gaming is something to pursue and this is what will make my living, etc., but more like that law isn't.
Yeah. Okay.
So I had on the back of my mind that I was always a gamer and this is what I like, this is what I do in my free time, etc. And right now this is actually kind of industry. So that was my process of thinking, let's say, because I just got a little disappointed with law, with how regular life being a lawyer looks like. So it's more like really deep personal issues, let's say, and like reevaluation or human existence, really. So not going into too deep into it. I just decided to slow down a little because I was always like really focused about my career, about my studies, getting the best grades, passing everything in the first term, etc., like working till midnight. And I was really like all these career focused people you probably know. Really boring. And suddenly, like one day I woke up and I just felt miserable. I didn't know where I'm going with my life and what I am supposed to do right now. I actually finished my study. I have stable job. I have more the mortgage on my apartment. I bought apartment. I mortgage on it. Just all this adult stuff. Like next step, what I should probably make some children. So suddenly I was just like in this point in my life where there was either this way or this way. Either I'm satisfied where I went, and right now I just wait for fruits, let's say, because my job was perfect and my future was kind of looking good. Or either I would just try to do something completely different and a little crazy. So yeah, I went the other way.
All right. So beautiful story.
Thank you. Because you've asked it, I just wanted to explain that it wasn't so conscious and planned and just like a decision that was well thought through. It was really emotional, more decision, like let's do something else because I'm feeling really bored with my life. I don't know what yet. Let's go there.
Okay. I see. So another of your projects that you do is the NoobsAnonymous series. So can you tell us a bit more about this? Like, well, once again, where did the idea come from, and what are your goals with this?
NoobsAnonymous. It started like when I started to getting involved in a Quake community. I get to know Sep, and he told me about this idea, kind of noobs, kind of the same idea as we are doing right now. Like Sep was inspired by that idea. There was this organization, let's say, called NoobsAnonymous, and it was helping people get better in Quake and etc. So it was kind of about that at the beginning. We just felt that we wanted to do something, create some content, and yeah. So we started like seriously at the beginning. It wasn't there was no like a huge idea behind that. Let's just do weekly recap of what happened in the Quake scene, and let's just like talk about some topics and help people get better in Quake, and that's it. And we were doing that weekly. Then people started to ask about organizing tournaments, so we organized King of the Hill. Actually, it's more like accepts thing. I as I said, I wasn't really that much into casting or something. So we just wanted to create this Quake community that can help each other get better in Quake, and when we can get all the answers for all the questions, because actually like at the beginning and actually for a long time there was not many official, let's say, informations about anything. So
there still
it was
isn't.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
So so yeah, we had to just gather that on our own. Like even at the beginning when I wanted to start the stream with such a basic information like which mode we have right now, or which champion is free, I just had to log into the game or ask a person that doesn't have a champions pack, because there was no news about that on Twitter or on website or on like nowhere. So yeah, it was just like this idea, let's do something for a Quake community and hopefully gather more players this way, or more people interested in Quake.
Okay.
And right now it's like, as you can see, we are not doing this weekly recaps because mainly I had to quit because I'm doing some stuff in real life right now. But we hope to go back. Like Sep and Nocturne is really into that idea. They are working on it right now. Even they sent me new logo, so we'll be doing something with that. It's a great community, so it would be really sad to lose it.
So you talked a bit about casting and how you were not interested in that. So well, what is the reason why? What makes you not want to cast, basically?
I don't know. It's I don't know if you have ever tried.
I tried it. It's stressful.
Okay.
I find.
Yeah, so this is the first thing. And the second thing, it's specific. Before QuakeCon, I didn't know that I wouldn't like it. But after QuakeCon, I just realized that you have to talk all the time. You just cannot shut up. You just have to describe everything. Even when there is nothing to describe, you have to describe something. And okay, like I even heard professional casters like Jason Kaplan, Machiavelli, and Zoot sometimes blabbling whatever because there was nothing to say. But right now I noticed that. But when I was watching them before I was casting, like it was they do it in such a way that you do not even notice that.
Yeah.
It's just like they are so smooth. And when I was saying that, I had the feeling like, Jesus, what are you saying? This is so obvious. They are probably laughing at you. So I don't know. It was really stressful, and I don't think I can find this much words.
I see.
Especially in English.
Yeah, that is complicated. Yeah.
That's another thing. Like I was a little stressed. I was casting with Machiavelli and Jason Kaplan, and they both native English speakers. So yeah, I was really worried that I might have not understand something, or yeah. So that was a lot of stress.
Yeah.
I was when I heard the first question or whatever, I was so stressed. I was smiling and trying to say something, and I felt I felt like when as my cheeks were shaking, actually, like I couldn't say anything because my cheeks were shaking. Yeah, that was a lot of stress.
Yeah, I understand. I only had one experience with casting, and that was with Play TV, who was casting the grand final of the Challenger NA Quake Open League. And so what was really fun is that, like, usually his stream, like, when casting tournament, I don't know, like, we probably got like maybe 50, 80 viewers, which is, like, still pretty good. But basically, like, what happened is that at the beginning of the stream, at the same time, that was the final of I think it was EU Elite. So, like, there was a lot of people watching. And basically, like, once the tournament ended, the NA Challenger Cup was still going, where we were still, James and I were still casting. And so the official Quake channel hosted James' stream, and so like pretty much all the people moved onto our stream, and I think we had like honestly 800 people watching, and so
Oh
we're
my
like,
God.
holy shit! Like what the hell happened to the view count? Like there used to be 80 people listening to me, and now there are 800. So that was super stressful, and also
Yeah.
yeah, just as you said, like always having to say something, like always having to describe, always having to make some incredibly smart analysis. So that was stressful. Like honestly, I might do it again, but I totally get what you're saying. It is very stressful and not easy.
Yeah, and like if it comes to my experience, at least I had Machiavelli and Jason there. That like obviously there was like mostly they were talking, but yeah, if I had to carry casting, I don't know. I actually did for a Polish divisions, but it was in Polish, so that's completely
Mm,
another thing. Like, yeah,
yeah.
but it was fun. I remember everybody was so stressed before QuakeCon, just walking around like, oh, it's my turn, it's my turn. Yeah, it was fun though. Fun times, fun times.
So now for the final topic, big topic that I never really got to talk about, but I think it's a really important topic that we get to talk about more and more, and it's the
Mhm.
place of women in esports. So basically, when you look at the most popular games, when you look at like CS, Overwatch, Quake, there are really few women in them. I mean, like the majority of people, whether like both playing, creating content, casting, like most of them are men. And so I was
Mhm.
wondering, what is your take on this? Like, what is your experience regarding that? And also, what do you think explains this
Mhm.
over majority of men?
I just think it's just like so simple issue and it's just too much talked about. Obviously, there is a lesser girls in pretty everywhere connected to IT, and actually like connected to like we can go deeper there. If we had conversation about, I don't know, women at universities, there could have been the same question why there is like more, I don't know, Nobel prizes among men. Like, we have to wait a little. You know that girls women in Saudi Arabia like a year ago got right to be able to have a driving license.
Mhm.
Like, it's all about that mainly. Like, we have to wait. Obviously right now it's not such a big deal to play games like it was 20 years ago when I started. When I was actually a child in primary school, it wasn't cool. It wasn't nothing actually to play games. It was just weird for people to hear that I'm playing games. It was just weird, as if I was, I don't know, stiffing dead rats and putting them on the shelf. I don't know. It was so weird. So I was usually hiding that and that I'm a gamer, and after some time, it became really cool to be a gamer. So right now we can see a lot of girls on the events. It's not surprising to see a girl playing anymore. So we just have to wait a few years, and it will be equal. Maybe not equal. Then we'll have this all huge talk why there is no so much professional girls if we are like on the same level, and this is another like huge topic. But if it comes to women at esport, it wasn't really a topic for me ever. I was a gamer. I wasn't really a gamer girl. Then, as I said, it became kind of cool to be a gamer girl, so I became a gamer girl. But in the like, I never associated myself like with girl gamers, just
Mhm.
gamers in general. So yeah, I just think we have to wait some time, and there will be more girls. Obviously, like, there are the other issues that are arising that I wasn't really aware of until I got really involved into gaming, going to events, etc., hearing about it mostly, like some harassment of girls, etc. I was never I have never witnessed that myself, let's say, like, besides obvious ask requests for naked pictures, but I just like ban those people. So like I have never felt that problem myself, but yeah, I can see this being talked on some events, etc. So that might have been some issue. uh Also, like, this is another thing is, if we are already talking about women in esports, since I'm here for some time already, I noticed that, um but I think I got used to it. That's why I do not get offended with that. When I start some new game, obviously, with my teammates, I'm usually not put into on a killer role.
Yeah, DPS. Yeah.
I'm usually being a support, or okay, you will buff, or you will gather, or you will
Yeah.
somehow support us. I was always a killer. I was always playing MMORPG, FPP, etc. on a killer role, not a healer or buffer or whatever. I was always damage dealer. So it always annoys me that I have to repeatedly, like, convince people that I'm capable of playing and we won't lose because of me, etc. But I kind of got used to it, I think, so I do not get pissed mm, anymore about that, I think. But yeah, I think we just have to wait some time, because we can see that there is more and more and more girls in the gaming.
All right. Okay. Awesome. So before we close this interview, do you have any final words? Any people you'd like to thank, like some shout outs?
Oh my god, everybody, and then I will forget somebody and I will feel sad. So I just want to shout out to whole Quake community. I love you guys, and I cannot wait for us to meet on another event. I hope finally they will announce some Quake events, so we'll try to prepare. And what I can say, oh, and actually I'm coming back on the 4th of March with my first stream after a break. I did not close all the topics, like in real topics that I have started, so might have I might have to have some more breaks coming, but I just miss streaming. I just miss my community. I miss gaming, and I just have to go back. So I announced that on the 4th of March, on a Monday, I'm coming back, playing some Apex Legends. So yeah, if you guys want to try out this game, because I haven't played that yet, like, I invite everybody on my stream.